Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Today joining me is Colonel Ajay Raina. He was to have come yesterday, but he couldn't make it. But he's here today, and we're going to be talking about our favorite neighbor, Pakistan. Are they going to go to elections as scheduled in February? If that is the case, by now the notification should have come. Nothing has come yet, and we also know that United States had a hand in dethroning Imran Khan. That story has come out. US has not denied it. Donald Blue had a hand. There was a letter that got published. All this and more. But I think Colonel Raina may have a different opinion. Let's see what he has to say about it. Colonel Raina, namaskar. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, Shiriji. Nice to be back here. And namaskar, everybody. I'm good and nice to see you, bright and the Shiriji of your. You had actually tried looking pretty weak recently. We were worried.
Thank you, sir. Sab Mahadev ki kripa hai. Bas, there is an Almighty, and He just wanted me to kind of take a check on my health. Now I'm back again, full speed. And again, with guests like you, I don't want to miss even a single program, Sarji. So, Colonel Raina, I'm going to leave the platform to you, yield the floor to you. Talk to us about what is really going on inside the minds of Pakistani guys. We have this Balochistan thing brewing that there's going to be a base. Whether it is already there or not, we don't know. I don't have the exact information. Somebody told me it is already there, that something is already in place in Balochistan. How that is happening, I don't know. You have your tentacles deep inside Pakistan, so you know better than I. So please take it away, sir.
Okay. Shiriji, let's start with the elections things first. Feb, I think 8th was date announced. And this is a commitment given by Election Commission to their Supreme Court, like our government has given to our Supreme Court for J&K election September this year. The funny thing is that they have a upper house like we have. They call it Senate. So a lower house as it is doesn't exist as on date. So there are 97 members. So out of 97, 83 went on chutti. They're not to be seen. 14 of them decided to come one day and they passed a resolution saying this election should be delayed. And not one. They passed three resolutions, and all these three resolutions are like that UN resolutions on Kashmir, non-enforceable. Okay. The reason they're giving is, one is that winters hai, so it's very tough time, very tough weather. And secondly, they say COVID is coming back again, so there should not be any elections in Pakistan. So it is, the only word I have for this is it's a laughable kind of argument, because in the past, Pakistan has been through elections twice in the same month, in the month of February. Whatever farce of elections they have happened twice. Secondly, COVID, when COVID was at the peak, they were not reacting. There came a stage when people said, okay, how many are dying, how many are surviving, nobody knew. So Imran Khan said, okay, now the data will come only from the graveyards. Number of dead bodies being buried will give us data. That is the condition. So how serious they were that time about COVID. So these are basically excuses being put across. The election should be rescheduled or postponed, as we say it in India. Postponed is being a word out of any dictionary. Election Commission of Pakistan, however, is refused, citing Supreme Court's ruling. Now, there's a catch. You can't really take things at face value in Pakistan. So Election Commission is refused today. They may agree tomorrow. Because we all know who's behind all the commissions and governments in Pakistan. So one doesn't really know. It's an independent thought. Or they're saying that we've done a lot of homework, and after so much of hard work and after delimitation and creating new constituencies, and with Supreme Court's ruling in the backdrop, they can't change the dates. Now, the bigger issue, Shiriji, is whether elections happen in February or later. That, of course, is an issue in itself. But the bigger issue, in my view, is that a blatant open rigging which is happening. And dear friend of Pakistan, the great USA, the advocate of democracy, is not saying a word. Elections have always been rigged in Pakistan. We all know. Imran Khan was also brought in from the back door. But this time, elected or selected. Yeah, selected Prime Minister. But this time, you look at the process which is happening. Imran Khan disqualified. All his potential MNAs or MPs, as they call themselves, papers rejected. The bat, this favorite election symbol, has been taken away from PTI. So PTI is saying, not to worry, we will fight as independent candidates, and later on we'll come back together and form the government. Now imagine 𝗤𝗪 𝗂𝘁 of Pakistan, who know BAT and Imran Khan one and same thing, and suddenly the BAT disappears from the ballot paper. So what they're going to do, whom they're going to vote, who's got patience? In any case, it will be rigged. But this kind of rigging, pre-poll rigging at such a scale, has never happened before, and surprisingly, nobody, especially USA, is not commenting. This is very strange. So it's a foregone conclusion whether it happens in February or happens in March or later. Elections are just a farce, so they're actually immaterial. But like you asked, why election could be delayed or should be delayed, or other way, why they will not be delayed. So I have a couple of things to say. As far as elections getting delayed, it was required in the sense that the present establishment, having understood the pathetic condition, economic condition which Pakistan finds itself today, had to take some strong measures or steps. No, normally a popularly elected government, even if it is selected government, has a limitation. Beyond certain Lakshman Rekha, they can't really go. Like sending Afghan refugees back. Keeping everything aside, ethics, the moral code, whatever. The fact remains, when you have 3 million, 2 point some million refugees sitting in your country, and your country economy as it is going down the drain, so of course their presence adds on to that load. Notwithstanding the fact that they have been contributing to Pakistan economy also, and that is a separate point. So such steps, increasing tariffs on electricity, increasing petrol prices, controlling dollar flow, all these actions had to be done immediately if Pakistan were to survive, and IMF was breathing down on the neck. So an interim government, not elected or selected government, gave that option or leeway to establishment to take those steps which they've taken. Given an option, they would have probably gone ahead with more such steps, but I think the time is running out. The reason is they need to have a face. Pakistan army is very smart. Country is heading for a civil war. The way things are going, like Balochistan, what is happening in KPK, what is happening in Sindh and southern Punjab. So of course, Gilgit-Baltistan. So if they are actually heading into civil war, they're smart enough to put the blame on civil government, and it happened during their regime. And like 71 in Bangladesh, what Pakistani army did led to breakup of Pakistan. But then they had, though Ayub Khan was not a civilian, but Bhutto was playing his part. Even today, many pro-establishment historians in Pakistan blame Bhutto for 71. They say his refusal to let Mujibur Rahman come into power led to 71, and they simply keep the thing under the carpet that Operation Searchlight and killing of intellectuals and raping every single female in Bangladesh. That part they don't speak of. Is there a US pressure on Pakistan now that US is back? The love affair has started again in view of China and Iran. If that be so, possibly elections may happen in time because US wants it that way. Secondly, if Pakistan army has to fight TTP, which I don't think they have an option. They have to fight TTP. We already spoken about ISKP. USA wants ISKP to be eliminated. Pakistani army is nourishing and looking after ISKP to pitch them against TTP. All those dirty games, if the actual fight has to come out, some new operation has to happen, again, establishment will like civil government on top, and then fight under its so-called guidance, which of course they will not take. Another issue is, Shiriji, why elections will happen, in my view, is that Taliban is getting out of control. Taliban government in Afghanistan. Amount of hatred they have for Pakistan and Pakistan army is too much. If Pakistan were to broker a deal with them, the easiest way is to have a civilian face on top of the so-called country's leadership, who will go and beg, borrow, and steal from Taliban. Pakistan army, they are refusing to interact. In fact, they're threatening a war with Pakistan, Taliban. So that is probably another compulsion, because overall, if you look at US interest in Pakistan, interest is very simple. They want to counter Chinese investment and expansion within Pakistan. They also have eye on Iran and India. We have spoken about it. At the same time, US also wants to derail the likelihood of CPEC getting diverted via Peshawar into Afghanistan, then going beyond to Iran and beyond. So if that be so, some kind of understanding between Pakistan and Afghanistan is a need of an hour as far as US is concerned. With army on top, like when interim government is there, everybody knows it's army which is running the country. Taliban's are not going to talk. This is what my assessment is. So that's probably a compulsion that they need a face, civilian face, to go and beg Taliban's, not really talk, or for that matter, try to restore ties with India, because ego issue with us, the so-called Kashmir problem, the Kashmir centricity and whatever is costing them heavily, dearly. So in any case, Pakistan army should be comfortable with the elections, because whenever they want, they can pull it down. The government, I mean, there's no compulsion. The government has come and will last for 5 years, which has never happened in Pakistan. So keeping all these factors in mind, I have a feel that elections will probably happen in February. Maybe even if they get pushed, maybe by a month or so. And then these talks with Taliban, these, restoring ties with other neighbors, blaming the civil war on the civil government, all these things will then fall in place. This is how I look at the elections part in Pakistan. I mean, you may have your views, and you're most welcome to counter me, Sheriji. This is how I look at it.
Colonel Raina, the question that I always have is that this is the first time the army is facing dissension from inside, because there is the faction of Faiz Hameed. And we talked about the fact that Pashtuns or Pathans, whichever way you want to call them, they are in a disproportionately high positions inside the army. How it happened, we don't know. But at least today, that is the case. And 𝙤𝙬 has tried and play them down, but you can't. 25% of army is Pathans and Pashtuns. So it's not something that you can wish away. So Punjab isn't fully under control of the army, because we know Punjab is Pakistan. And so what do you think General Faiz Hameed is doing these days?
Faiz Hamid and Taliban Khan, the title given to Pakistan, Imran Khan, that tells a lot of things. Faiz Hamid almost got that deal brokered with TTP, where TTP was invited to come back, get settled, have their own way in KPK. So Faiz Hamid will do what he's been doing all along. He's going to pitch Pashtuns against Punjabis. Punjabis are 52% of Pakistan army, but Punjabis have never fought a war worth its salt. Historically, we all know whosoever came via Pakistan or via this Khyber Pass into subcontinent, Pashtuns countered both ways. They countered English, they fought Sikhs, they fought everybody, and they were also trying kind of a buffer between British and others, Russians. But look at Punjabis. How many wars they fought? How many invasions have they countered? People have come all the way to Somnath. People have fought battles in next to, on the border of Maurya Empire. Punjabis are already there, Pakistani Punjabis, to welcome them and receive them. So even if they're 52%, you're right, 52% of Punjabis cannot really counter 25% Pashtuns. Yes, Baluch, they were able to sort out very nicely. Their officers were not allowed to grow beyond a thing, but Pashtuns had a say, Pashtuns had a role to play as long as Pakistan was hoping like hell and dreaming that Afghanistan is going to the backyard. So that issue remains. Faiz Hameed is only one part of it. The discontent among Pakistan rank and file in army is also not only because of Pashtuns and Punjabis, it's also because of affinity for Imran Khan. Many non-Pashtuns who are in love with Imran Khan and his way of working have already stated that, like ladies saying, my husband is a brigadier serving Indian Pakistani army, but I'm pro Imran. So it is actually a very sad state. If you are a Pakistani or if you had a position of influence in Pakistan, you'll be a worried man. But in Pakistan, actually, people who have those positions, they don't worry, because their homes, houses, flats, properties are all abroad. And like many people keep joking that they always have a one-way ticket, that flexible ticket, which you can travel on any date over next 1 year in their pockets. So had it been a normal country, all these issues could have been overcome. Talking to a population which is not happy with you, looking after neglected areas like 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 or Balochistan, where people feel they're being exploited could have been tackled. It might take some time, but it's not something impossible. But the problem is, in Pakistan, the people who can do this, they are serving their own interests. Nobody is really worried about Pakistan. In fact, I at times wonder if Pakistan actual entity deserves to be called a nation. There's no governance. There's a very famous YouTuber, Pakistani, based in US, who says Pakistani government rules only 7 kilometers around Islamabad. That's it. And beyond that, it is of locals, whether TTP or BLA and things like that. So in such a sad state, Shiriji, is very difficult to predict. Faiz Hameed, like I said, is just one element. Yes, of course, important. And given an option, he, Imran Khan, these guys will actually carry out a coup anytime. And possibly this is one occasion when a coup will happen by a retired army officer while who's not serving. Otherwise, generally coup in Pakistan is a copyright of serving generals. So we're headed into very interesting times. Let's see how it rolls out. Very difficult to predict Pakistan, Shiriji, because tomorrow we may actually have to turn around and say, sorry, we predicted something very wrong. But yeah, this is just an assessment. This is how things look today. Yeah.
This is a curiosity question, Colonel Raina. I've heard that even inside Punjab Army, there is one particular area from where they are very proud that we are from this particular area. Palipur or Palaipur or something like that. Is it true?
I think that is in southern Punjab. Actually, Shiriji, I'll tell you another issue here. When we say Pakistani Punjab, ethically Punjab was to the east of, historically Punjab was to the east of Indus and much to the east of Indus. But when they reorganized themselves, they have taken parts of, like there are Ghazi Khan, which is actually BHARAT area, other side of Indus. Wherever the green belt was, they've taken this thing. Now, this tribe which you're talking about, so like there were pockets like the people have fought in the past. They picked up sword and fought instead of not just bending and offering themselves. So this community which you're talking of, I don't know what numbers they represent in Pakistan Army. I'm not aware. But then you have these so-called flashes in the pan who feel that they're different, though they are Punjabis or they're different.
Martial race.
Martial race. Again, another 𝗘𝗑𝗏 which British put in our head, and we've been living with it, forgetting the fact why such a thing came into being. So you're right, but I'm not aware of how many, what percentage of Pakistani Army rank and file they make. So there are many fissures. Baloch not been allowed to go up, but they have sizable numbers in rank and file. Pashtuns, of course, we already spoken. You also have Kashmiris, people from PGurus. They have Azad Kashmir battalions, which are basically raised from the population which belong to the erstwhile state of J&K. Now, those people are all disgruntled. If your home front is not peaceful, your family is facing, firstly, discrimination. Then things like POJK is producing electricity at the rate of 2 to 3 rupees per unit and is being forced to buy the same electricity at 50 rupees a unit. So how do you think that guys who are wearing uniform will be totally isolated? So there are so many fissures: Pashtun, Baloch, Kashmiris, and within Punjab, like you said, then Sindhis are not many in Pakistani Army, but yes. So that's what it's overall is a very sad situation for a right-thinking Pakistani. The right thinking is a catchword. That is something which is a qualification mark, and not many have it. That's the point.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a few questions from our viewers. If you don't mind, we can just take them.
Yeah, please, sir.
Questions, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskar, can Pak even afford to fund an election?
Yeah, this was a thing many people have said and felt. Even I feel a country which is doomed otherwise, you're going to spend billions on elections. But Election Commission, a day before yesterday, the statement came and they said we spent so much. Now that that's another reason Election Commission is given, that so much of money has been spent and we made so many preparations that election should not be rescheduled. So afford or not, I don't know, but they spent. And by the way, Pakistan has a lot of money in basements and behind the walls. They have a lot of money. Pakistan are rich. So many of them saying we are going to Maldives now. Indians are not going, so we will go. So as a country, no, they can't afford. To be honest, they can't afford. Yeah.
Next one, please. Is there a military coup happening anytime soon?
Military coup against whom? The military is ruling
Military is the
Pakistan.
ruler.
Kakkad is immaterial.
Right.
So military coup, like I said, is an option which they already have, always have. So they won't be minding elections any day, and then they can topple it anytime they want. As on date, they have nobody to coup against.
Next one, please. Kumar Gopalan wants to know how China-USA base in Pakistan will affect Bharat and how Bharat will respond.
See, if USA comes in Pakistan, the base, if it comes a reality, in any case, base is only one thing. USA is back in the game in Pakistan. All of us know CA is back in game in Pakistan. So Pakistan, US presence in Pakistan actually means a lot of issues for China. Their dream run to warm waters via Pakistan, getting a pipeline through Afghanistan. China's aim is what? China wants the security this side, so the energy flowing from West Asia comes to China unhindered, and the blackmail of Malacca Strait goes for a toss. Just imagine if China has a CPEC running properly and it has a pipeline coming from South Asia, Central Asia, and via Afghanistan going into. So then Malacca is just one of the three options, three routes. One block doesn't matter. So China could also block something for US Navy further to the west. So main issue is countering China. Yes, US being US and India being the present day India being present day India, not the earlier one, which shows eyes to US. So the US also has a leeway to poke us this side. It can also poke Iran to the west. So US gains a lot. China loses a lot. India will have to maintain that kind of a balance. How will Bharat respond? Modi ji, the one thing is very famous, that even his shadow doesn't know what is going through his mind. And and Jaishankar is a very seasoned bureaucrat and a diplomat. So I'm sure India will look after his interest. In previous one of the talks, Shiji, we had I think mentioned that people want India to get sucked into war with China or Pakistan. India will not.
They tried Galwan and it did not work. Yeah.
We will not. I think India will maintain a very balanced kind of approach. Our trajectory is going up. Let's reach newer heights and then see. And these guys are going to destroy themselves. Let them.
Next one, please. Vivek Shukla wants to know, despite so much misery, what it takes for common citizen of Pakistan to rebel against his government. Does deep hatred toward India unite them?
Historically, yes. Whenever Pakistan is in bad state, they always come and take up a panga with India, 65, 71, every time, if you use the history. So jihad is something. Once you ingrain certain kind of ideology, fair, unfair, in the minds of your population, and population which is not educated, population which has no secured profession, that population is prone, always remain prone. And they use them the way they want to use them. And when the time comes, when they think the water is going over their head, they will do something in India. And they've been trying. India is not responding. India says Pakistan doesn't exist for us. Otherwise, if India starts responding, like people said, Poonch killing, why India is not going bombarding? And I tell you, even if India goes and bombards Pakistan, firstly, terrorism will not get over. Secondly, Pakistan will not be able to retaliate as on date. But India is still keeping taking precautionary approach. We not started or violated ceasefire. Today, when we went for ceasefire in Pakistan, it kind of helped them. It also helped us. Our border area residents were feeling pretty miserable when border opens up, firing starts. The residents of border area, I am one of them. We face the brunt of it. So over all those 20 odd years, a lot of infrastructures, bunkers for civilians, bunkers for cattle have come up in border areas. Now we are geared up. We don't mind kind of ceasefire violation or breaking this ceasefire. India is still not doing it, despite Poonch and despite Kokarnag. So Pakistan will try. India will not respond. Their population, like I said, uneducated, subverted, because what kind of Islam they believe and jihad they believe, that version is really a business version of Islam. So this is how they do it. Anti-India hatred, not only common public, their army, everybody survives there on anti-India and anti-US and now anti-Jews. So they have a lot of reasons to feel proud about being a Pakistani Muslim. Khana mile na mila, that's all right.
Next one, please. Sachit Shah wants to know, General Mounir is buying real estate in USA. Is he getting his exit route ready?
Mounir was one guy, they used to take pride that he's one guy who has no property abroad.
Right.
So if he's buying in USA, then Shreeji will be knowing better. Oh, yeah, of course.
We were the first ones to put it out in PGurus that
Okay.
you were seen talking to the richest real estate agent in Virginia area near Washington, D.C. He doesn't even want to go very far from the capital city.
Okay. Virginia. So he's a John Denver fan, I suppose.
Yeah. Next one, please. Court CPP wants to know, is France or Russia coming in Indo-Pacific to counter UK backed by USA?
France is rebel. France within, and he has teeth. If you look at Europe, the only country which has some power to do something, and who's actually been defying US for long is France. And when Biden ji refused to come here or declined to come for our Republic Day, the French president is coming over. So of course French and Russia is Putin is a spy. And people started looking at Putin as one of the normal kind of a dictator or a normal politician. No, he's not. The way he thinks and what he thinks is beyond normal people's approach. So he's having fun. He's having ball of a time. he's achieving his aims. So you never know. Yes. Now UK backed by USA. Does UK really trust USA? That is another thing which we need to see how many people actually trust USA. If that trust was there, probably India would have also taken on China by now. But then everybody knows that what USA can do, and capability of USA, Shreeji, today, I'm sorry to say, you're sitting there. They are no longer USAs of 70s or maybe 80s. They've
yes.
So
they have been weakened from within. Yes.
Yeah. So who's going to fight a third party just because they are backing of USA? And what is UK's own state, by the way, today? What do they have? Actually, they're also sunk. Let's be honest about it. So these people actually don't matter. Who matters in Indo-Pacific is India, China, and whatever remnants of USA. Rest everything is immaterial.
Next question, please. Thank you so much, Soni Singh. Namaste, sir. Bilawal anti-Bharat agenda लेकर चलता है, उसके क्या chances हैं?
Chances क्या जीत जाएगा सिंध में से. सिंध में तो PPP जीतेगी. पंजाब में PMLN नहीं जीत पाएगी, which is a new change. If elections were to be fair. So जब elections fair, if they are not going to be fair, so all these debates have no meaning. Otherwise, if hypothetically, if Pakistan were to face free and fair elections, Bhutto would have taken Sindh. Nawaz would have lost quite a bit in Punjab, and Imran is everywhere. So I always feel that given an option and given a fair treatment, Imran would have come back to power, or PTI would come back to power. But that's not happening. We've spoken about it. So this is what
indeed.
It is.
And Suyo Gogote wants to say, Vivek Ramaswamy quits the race to White House, endorses Trump Sarkar. Well, he endorses Trump for candidacy. That's where things stand, and we'll watch that thing carefully. Thank you so much, Colonel Raina, for helping us reschedule this hangout. We'll be back again next Monday, 6:30 p.m., time permitting. Of course, you're a very busy man. Congratulations on your book. Now it looks like it is going to hit the silver screen soon. We will not say anything more. Colonel Raina will tell us at the right time. And hopefully we'll see your titles also inspired by the book.
Based. Shreeji, one last errata, last conversation. You remember we were speaking about Karan Thapar and Janat Thapar. So Romila Thapar.
Yes.
So Romila Thapar is Janat Thapar's niece, not daughter.
Right. First cousin or something like that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I stand corrected. You're right.
No, we stand corrected. I think both of us were that time speakers. So thank you, Shreeji. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar.